Hello, new world, all the boys and girls. I got a true story to tell. You're back outside, but they all lied. Oh. Okay. You don't know that song? It's Kendrick Lamar, P95. And the other song, Rich Spirit, is repetitively playing in my head. Because the world has freaking ended, okay? I truly hope you're surviving the apocalypse out there and here or wherever the hell we are. And see? It's over. The world's done. I remember when I first started getting insight into like the apocalypse, the end of the world, revelations, like all the scary stuff that we want to, or I guess we've been fed, we've been told about what the apocalypse is going to look like, right? And this number 3 is just playing with me right now, okay? Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi. Like, take out the weird ass jewelry. Like, it's a real world outside. Take it all off. And what you got? If I had to, I'd pull up the lyrics if I could, because I can't get my freaking thing to work. So this message is showing me the end of the world, and I'm supposed to translate it in the way that I see it. So take it all off. Take it off. That's what he keeps saying in the song. Take it off. Like all this foo-foo, la-la, stupid stuff. Like I was doing my makeup today, and I hate putting on makeup because I just don't care. And I was getting so frustrated. Putting on this, like doing this like line. I got it all messed up. I don't even care. And I'm putting on all my little jewelry, which I do love. Like, I love beautiful things. I really do. And I want to get better at makeup. And I want to do better at all that stuff. But it's a clown show. It's a freaking joke. It's a circus outside. I think he says that in the song. It's a circus outside. Because all we're doing is putting on all this freaking weird stuff. But what's our spirit look like? 10 of Swords. It's over. It's painful also. Let me tell you, my personal journey, 10 plus years of ascension right now, is like, I'm like, is it almost over? Because like, this has been a reckless roller coaster ride that I'm like holding on for freaking dear life, hoping that it's almost over. But at the same time, it's just freaking exciting. Like I love it all. So what in the hell is going on? Like what is this? I can see the world changing, and I don't mean the physical world. I don't know that I pay much attention to the physical world. I love beautiful things, but at the same time, I am an artist, and we all are. We're all artists. And I only see what I like imagine. I don't really see much physical. So let's see. What is this message? What is Between Worlds, 10 of Swords? It's over. It's done. Next chapter, next century. What in the world am I supposed to say here? Because trust me, I don't know that I am doing this. Imagine this card. Okay. I even feel like with the cards, it's just a joke. It's like, this is a joke. Not that the artist made this beautiful card. It's so wonderful. I love the art. I love the blue. I see the little person holding up the moon. It's so beautiful. I love the clouds. I love everything about art and creating. And I see the God figure, the the entity looking down on the person, the portals. It's to imagine a world, to believe that we've accomplished a DNA alter, switch, game change. The VR, we're here. It's a world, it's a new world. It's a whole new world. A dazzling place I never knew. I'm on one today. I am not on one today. It's just now, I guess this is who I am. I don't know. So, what's going on? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? God, angels, universe, spirit of truth. What's going on? Like, why? What's the next step? Because now I'm seeing Elsa, the Frozen 2 movie where her sister Anna is like walking around with the snowman. What's his name? Elfie? Olaf. And he's disappearing, which is so sad. And Anna's all alone and she just wants to like be with her sister. And she has to just do the next best thing because she can't get out of this cave. She can't get to her sister. She can't save Olaf. He died, and she thinks. And it's like, what does she do? What do you do when the world's freaking ending? And like 44, I saw 44. What do you do when the world's ending? Take off the jewelry, take off the clout chase, take off the Wi-Fi, all that weird ass. It's a real world outside. Ugh. He goes, ugh, bitch. I don't know what he says. You ugly as fuck. 2 ATMs. We stepping on what? Basically, I gotta call. Sorry. So gross. All right, get it together. Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, see what I'm saying? I was telling you, look at all this adornment. Look at this beautifully adorned, horned cow creature. It's like we've attained the highest level of luxury that man can have without being demonic. Like, what in the world? What in the world comes in my head? So, intuitively, we understand that we are asking for trouble. The world that we've created is troubling. We're asking for trouble. Meaning, all the structures, you know, the Tower of Babel, we're climbing up to heaven. I'm seeing Dubai. There's been just such a interesting, like Dubai. I don't know anything about Dubai, but it's like somewhat, you know, people are like, oh my God, it's the best city in the world. And it's like, is it though? Maybe it is. I don't know. 2 of Cups. What do we want here? I'm trying to get serious because this is. Yeah, okay. So we are okay, so we're being called to identify where our spirit is, and this is Judgment Day. Judgment Day is here in a way of like, how have you lived up until now? And I think it's more soul. I think it's more evolution of the soul. Like, if I've lived 29 lifetimes and In my process, I had 89 negative karma points, 10 of swords, that I needed to eradicate to evolve my soul into an angelic, telekinetic, cool ass superhero. Did I accomplish that? God's gonna look at me like, okay, angel, earth being, that I've given you this access to good and evil. You have all the knowledge. You've lived a life of barbarianism, you've probably been a lizard, you know, you've been a dog, you've been an abuser, you've been abused, you've been toxic, you've been holy, you've been a saint, you've been a devil. What now? What did you do in this time? This little bitty speck of time that we look at so big, but God mind, our God vision, our ability to know that there's more than like this little bitty speck of time. So sorry, I don't know voice. But it is what it is. We must trust the process. Trust the process. Who gets to be a rainbow and who does not? I think that's what we're gonna see. We're gonna see souls of rainbows, souls expressing themselves like how we imagine the rainbow to be, right? It's this beautiful spectrum of light that shines a ray of beauty into reality. It's how we see the physical world. So the Queen of Pentacles showing herself and her adornment as this, like, I'm the best. Look what I have. Look at my cool scarf. Look at my cool ring. You know, I got pretty hair. Like, oh my God. But what's my soul look like? How did I handle the power that was given to me? Because you can look any kind of way. You can hide blemishes. You can cover up whatever. It's pretty easy, right? Especially when you live in hell. The realm of hell. The realm of 3D. But that's not what we're not in that no more. Like it's over. Yeah. We're now being presented a door. There's a doorway. We're being called to let us know, like, hey, like, did you pick up, yo, this is God, this is God. It's like, hey, how'd you do? It's like a parent. Like, you went to college, you either partied hard and worked very little, or you worked very hard and partied little, you know? And now God's like, okay, once you graduated college, I have this like massive gift for you. And depending on how you did is depending upon the gift you receive. And it's almost like you don't get to, that's even like not what's happening, because you know you graduate in May of whatever year. So you actually have like foresight and awareness and people tracking your grades and holding you accountable and all these things. But in this realm, this hell dimension, it's like this layer of the cake. It's like you don't get to know. You don't get to know when judgment is. You don't get to know when ascension is, when you get the gift. It's just literally, were you angelic? Were you kind? Were you compassionate? How did you handle this power? And this is stirring up conflict, okay? So let's see. And it's internal. I'm seeing like a very struggling internal conflict. Look at this. Cat and the mouse. So I'm seeing the mouse as like those that took the tools they were given and tried their best. And then I'm seeing the cat as like, how do I want to say that? So the cat wants to get the mouse out with the broom. Look, also the cat is so adorned, you know? Like, look how dressed up this cat is. It's weird. It's like, okay. The mouse seems like the lesser, right? Like, the cat's obviously going to eat the mouse in the realm of hierarchy. But the mouse is quite armed. He's got swords. He's going to defeat this cat, or at least defend himself and his cheese against the cat, who isn't even behaving like a cat. The cat's in a freaking lady outfit with a broom. Not even acting through instinct, but acting according to its conditioning. So, how many of us, it doesn't even matter. The quantity, the quantification isn't even of importance. It's more like, this is probably the last chance. The last chance for humans to like, share and access the gifts. So if you have a gift, we all have gifts. So I have a gift of gab, gift of foresight, gift of art. There's so many, oh my gosh, everybody's got gifts. I don't know that I've met someone that doesn't have a gift. Talented at something, right? Some many, some little. And with these gifts presented to you, how did you show up, you know? Did you sit around and watch TV and eat popcorn and ignore and deny, ignore and deny, ignore and deny? Turn it off, turn it off. Stop talking. The thoughts. We were lied to. I'm sorry, my Scorpio moon gets a little defensive about this because it's emotionally hard for me to accept that I am in a world where people, my elders, the ones that raised me, or the society that inspired me to be, to act, behave, it's like how heartbreaking it is to know that wearing heels and fancy dresses and shit, like, while it's cute, I do like it, there's a time and a place, I think. But at the same time, if I was raised in a world where we didn't wear that stuff, where none of this stuff mattered, like, would I still want to do it? Like, why do we do this? Why do we do this? It's so weird. But here we are. So, we still love this. We had so much fun creating this. So I'm seeing these dolphins as like people in Dubai. And I'm using Dubai because I feel like that place itself might be, and I don't know, there's something significant. I don't know if it's like positive or negative. I don't know if that matters. I just think it wants to indicate something about the materialism corrupts the soul, because dolphins don't wear outfits. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are the dolphins in clothing? Dolphins look beautiful jumping out of the ocean by themselves. They don't need clothes. So what are we doing? The horse has painted hooves. Like, what the hell is happening? See the painted hooves of the horse? Like, and the bird head on the human body. It's like the bird, everybody's like cosplaying. Okay, got it. So, hello. Message came through. Part of the awakening, part of the apocalypse, part of the end, part of the new world is identifying and understanding the instinct and the nature of who you are before you were told what to be. And if you want to see a smooth transition, which if I'm just too stubborn, I don't know, because that's hard to believe that there's a smooth option. Actually, I believe Generation Alpha, at least from the foresight we have, because we don't have another generation to use as an example, but it's like the more generations that come in during the apocalypse, during New Earth's beginning, birth, the more expression we're going to see of authentic who we are on the inside. So if you do feel like a freaking bird and you want to dress like a bird and be like a bird and talk to the birds, I think this is the time where no matter what you've been told, that is the direction to go. Because as crazy as that sounds, who's the hell, how do you know? How do they know that you're not a bird or a spirit of a bird? You know what I mean? Like, I'm convinced my dog, I have 2 dogs. I'm convinced one of them has, wants to be a human in her next life. And she's trying to learn how to be a human through observation. And she hates dog food. Hates it to the point where she'll starve herself for days. And she mimics human behavior even. Like, she wants to be human. She doesn't understand why she has to do dog things. My other dog loves being a dog. He's like, I'm fine with being a dog. Give me dog food. You know, I'm fine with being a dog. And I feel like we're really identifying our spirits. And to do that, you have to be so clean, so cleansed, so pure, so original. Original of nature. Because nurture, everything can be a double-edged sword. The way that you're nurtured, nature is, it's not about fairness, you know? But at this time, where we are, if you're here we go. If you want to be a bird, go be a bird. Go find you your bird. What's she saying in the notebook? If she's pretending to be a bird in the ocean, and he's like, if you're a bird, I'm a bird. And I see that as a struggle. The old world wants us to be of the beast system, to be of the matrix, to follow what we've been told. And it's so hard when people tell you who you are, what you're gonna do, what's normal, work a 9 to 5, do this retirement nonsense, do this money economy, be this way, spend your money and time and currency on all these things that you don't want to do. All you want to do is be a bird. Like, that's kind of where we are. And the challenge is to take it all off, right? Take it off. Take off the Wi-Fi, take off the clout chase. I don't even know what the clout chase. You can't do it for the money. Sam Smith. I just want to see heaven. If you want to see heaven, you want to be angelic, and you want to like get out of highly dense, like heavy dense human energy, like We have really dense people, very heavy, burdened, burnt out, stressed out, anxiety riddled, people that can't sleep, medicated, all that kind of stuff. If you want to get out of that and you want to ascend into a higher state, a higher consciousness, to evolve into your spirit, to become translucent, it's like, you gotta take it all off. You gotta take it off. It's a process. It's a process. One step at a time. It's a process. And it's not, you have to be also willing to understand while there's 8 billion people and quadrillion species on the planet, as this really rare little creature wants to pop out. You know, a zebra, like, come on, how rare. As much as you want to be social and community and all that kind of stuff, a lot of the journey is solo. A lot of the journey to ascend is all by yourself. And while it's nice to have someone hold your hand and to help you through it and to maneuver through the mud and the treacherous desert where you're just so freaking thirsty, you just want water, just want water, just want water. So you just want to be healed. A lot of the journey is solo. There's that lizard. Because look, once we get to alpha, once alpha is an adult, the more you accept and let go and don't try to control it, the more progress is made. I don't want that. I want that. Bam. Because boom, then you the emperor. Then you the boss. Then you have the control. You let go of control, you have control. Because look, this is the thing. It's like, yeah, look at how you started. So you started off with all your adornments, all your luxury, all your earthly wealth. But there was something missing. Like, I have all this stuff, I have all these things, I have all this food and this stuff, but you don't have it. But it's missing, something's missing. It's not there. Well, through the desert, through it all, you acquire true control by letting go, shedding, letting go, releasing control. I mean, I'm talking about even of your life. Like, you can't even be attached to your body. This human being that you are is separate from who you are. And once you figure that out, you fly, you're free. Then you become the bird. You have to believe. You don't have to do anything. I don't like saying you have to. But the conflict will end. The struggle, the conflict, I don't know what. The conflict and the struggle ends when you release control. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. All right. What is your future self? The one that has accomplished all of this. The one that has inspired you through time and space. I want to share with you about where you are. Because letting go is hard. It's grieving. It's a lot of grief. It's a lot of grief. Not everybody wants to go through lots of grief. lots of struggle, lots of sacrifice. Okay, so let's start here. Do you still feel my presence? Do you still feel that little spirit, that little bird from when you were a kid that was so free? So free. Do you remember? Do you remember a time? Do you remember being free? I wasn't thinking. Interesting. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking. Why would your future self say to you that you weren't thinking? What weren't you thinking about? Oh, so when you were evolving from little human to big human, or little spirit to big spirit, you weren't thinking about the future, because who the hell thinks about the future until you're about to die? Or until you're like on the edge, or like, I guess some people actually do think very critically and logically and chronological, but like, I feel like there's a lot of anxiety with thinking, you know, like planning and thinking ahead. So you weren't, okay, you weren't thinking. So your future self is like, I didn't know, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking of the consequences. I wasn't thinking of my actions. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I don't know how to get this blurred. I didn't believe you. I'm sorry to believe you. I feel like here, this is where you shut yourself out. This is where your angelic, magical essence was so shamed or turned off and rejected to fit in. You know, you wanted to fit in, so you became a version of yourself that you thought would be more accepted. And your future self is letting you know that it's not 3322. It's nothing to get depressed about, because depression is another very, very hard thing to get through. So while you may feel depressed and want to beat yourself up for all the time that you've lost, all that you've left behind, just know that little person that you were, you still are. This flesh suit will go right back to the earth. This flesh suit is one micro expression of who you are. And when your soul continues to keep going and going and going, it will eventually make its way to where it's trying to go, which in my opinion, for at least my understanding to this point, is back to source. You just want to go back home. You just want to go back home. Teacher. What have you learned? Yeah, You've learned a set of rules, values, and principles that do not align with who you are, that altered the facts or plagiarized. So it's like the story of your life has been written, but it's been a fictional story. It's been not a biography. It's been like a fantasy. And now that the world is ended, we're now presented with like an authentic access to, you know, this was when you were in this world. This world was, how do I say it? Dark and gloomy. This is the fiction that they wrote, but this is who you are. And you're like ready to become colorful. And it's hard to perceive that because especially when the media is trying to push us to believe that it's too late. It's too late. You can't do that thing. You can't be this person. You can't move this way. You can't do la. So many restrictions. As a proud Aquarius, I'm telling you right now, rebellion is not a bad thing. To be different and to be eccentric and to be outsider, don't worry about it. It is time to be colorful. If you are a bird, be a freaking bird. Don't worry about what the physical body limitation nonsense says. I don't know to what extent that is detrimental to the soul and the spirit, because for me, I'm speaking on the soul and the spirit, not much of the human, but we have to be human, you know, so the goal here, I believe, is to not be hard on yourself and trust you're just taking one step at a time. Maybe today you're gonna cut out gluten, right? Maybe it's quitting smoking or drinking. Maybe it's meditating more. Maybe it's saying no. My gosh, you know how many people you need to say no to? A lot. Most people in your life, you need to learn to say no to a lot more. Be more selfish. Not selfish that makes you a hoarder, where you have all the adornment and things. Selfish of your time, because your time is what you have to evolve and to become so whole and holy to share. But if you want to share yourself, you got to be whole first. And if people want you to show up and be the best version, you got to be able to be whole. So don't be so hard on yourself and access. Remember who you are, your little kid version, the part of you that got lost in translation. Yeah, that's what I have. Thank you for watching. Adios.